what's up everyone? Tetrick85 here, and welcome to Season 3 of my Newport County Road to Glory career mode. And there's one thing I do have to confess to you guys straight away, and that is that this is actually my second attempt at this. What I mean by that is, I was doing my Zaragoza career mode. I recorded 2 videos for that. And right before I started doing my first video, I did not realize it at the time, but I had accidentally saved over my Newport County save file with my Zaragoza save file. Thank goodness that in one of the auto-save progress save files that you get if you go into load career, luckily there was one in there that still had my Newport County career mode, which at the time that autosave happened was whenever I had just clinched promotion to League 1. So that meant I had to sim all that rest of the season all over again. And I pretty much had to do the preseason tournament and whatever leading up to this all over again. So there are going to be some slight inconsistencies between the last episode of this series and this video right here, but it's not going to be anything too major. And if anything, it was actually a blessing in disguise that I had accidentally saved over my Newport County career mode, because in terms of the biggest reason is over transfers, which I'm just going to talk about here right now. I'm going to get out of here. Now, in my initial time of starting Season 3 of this career mode, let's see if I can find it. My initial save of this, is this what it was? No, this is what it was. My initial save, it showed that I had a transfer budget of 550 grand, which is actually less than what I had in League 1, with a wage budget of 2,600. And I was actually, before I accidentally saved over my save file, I was actually going to have the title of my video be almost like a joke towards Mike Ashley, but luckily I don't have to do that, because my new transfer budget, since I had started over again, yeah, it's not real great yet, but this is the first time I've actually broke the $1 million threshold in this career mode. And I have a wage budget of $4,800, so yeah, it's still not great. You could probably bump that up another couple million and it would have been at least a little bit fair. But at least I have a little bit more money to play with than what I had the previous season. And with the penny pinching that I had to do in last season of this career mode, $1 million actually went a long way, and you'll see here pretty soon with transfers, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what the objectives are this season. So the board wants me to gain automatic promotion, and if you see what my squad looks like, I think that's going to be somewhat attainable. I do think that's a realistic target for me. And Domestic Cup objective, I've already reached around the 32, which I'll talk about here shortly. But, yeah, without further ado, I want to show you guys what my starting 11 well, this isn't what my actual starting 11 looks like, but here we go. This is my actual starting 11. And one thing you're going to see right away is that Mason Cooper is going to be my captain of this team, and he will be the captain of this Newport County club from now until the end of the career mode, whenever that will be. And you can also notice that I have my first 80-rated player in Fakamani Malambi, who I have in a center attacking midfielder spot. Now, in my previous save, Bushiri actually reached 80, which I think he's actually getting real close to that. So, eventually, I'm going to have 2 players reach the 80 overall mark. But, as you can see in my starting 11, there is nobody that's less than the 70. Everybody is at least a 71 rating, which I am very, very happy about. And you can see some of the new faces right here, which I'm going to actually talk about here in... Actually, I'm not even going to worry about that right now. I'll do that in a little bit. Adjust my budget. But you can see a bunch of loan signings loan signings made by other teams for some of my players. Buffon is going on loan. Bevan's going on loan. And Martin, which he's actually in the last year of his contract, but to be honest with you, I don't think I'm going to renew it. He's only 53 rated. I don't think he's going to grow all that much. McCurdy, I'm sending out to Swindon Town this season on loan. Bliska, 62 rated CDM, I'm sending him out to Plymouth Argyle on loan. But yeah, let's talk about some of these transfers that's going on here real quick. You can see My starting goalkeeper the past 2 seasons, Alessandro Busti, I ended up getting a pretty decent offer from him. As a matter of fact, you can see I got a $5 million offer that I accepted from Espanyol, so needless to say, he is no longer my starting goalkeeper, but instead, it's a 78 rated goalkeeper from the free agent market, Maxime Le Mans, the Belgian goalkeeper. He is going to be my new #1, and then of course Alexander Decker that I got promoted last season from the youth academy will be my backup. And you can probably see here too. This is one that really hurt. And my previous save, I ended up selling Ashik Karunian to Derby County for $2.3 million, but in this one, I ended up selling him to Sheffield United for $2.2 million. And Ashik Karunian, to those of you that remember that watched this past season, know he was kind of like a hero of mine. Yes, he was rated in the low 60s, but he was one among my most consistent players last season, and I did feel bad that I did have to sell him, but at the same time though, that's an extra $2.2 million on top of the $5 million that I got from Boosty that I was able to work with. So, and one of the signings that I made was Karaba. Now, I did sign this guy in my Sheffield United and Leeds United career modes, and you guys are probably sick of seeing this guy. Plus, I also signed him in my Veracruz career mode, come to think of it. But if there was any chance I could get a highly rated player on the cheap with respectable wages and bring him in my team to help me achieve automatic promotion to the Premier League, I'm going to do it. And I know Kuraba is going to be a player that's going to help me out with this. And I also decided that even though Carlos Anez did really good for me last season, he's still at a high 60s rating. And I wanted somebody that was in at around the low to mid 70s, so I decided to bring in Giovanni Gonzalez from the free agent market. He's 73 rated, and I expect him to grow. He's only 25 years old, so. And I decided to get a backup cam, which is Todor Nedelev, which you guys already know from the previous video. Now, in the previous video, it showed that he was 69 rated, but on this one, he's still 68 rated. But I expect him to grow as the season progresses. Another one that kind of hurt me a little bit to sell was Ben Kennedy. I know off and on he was complaining about game time, not getting enough games, and I figured if I could get enough money in for him, I was going to sell him, and Birmingham City came in. First they offered me around $600,000, then I retorted with $1 million. Then they came back with a $725,000 offer, then I rebutted with $925,000, and they were able to agree on that fee, so. Yeah, Ben Kennedy's gone too, so. Yeah, he and Karunian were faithful servants to this team, as well as Boosty, but I have to start looking forward to the future now and start looking forward to building a team that can not only compete this season, but next season in the Premier League. So, best of luck to Kennedy, Karunian, and Boosty. And, same with Mokoena, which I did kind of get fed up with him that he didn't grow, but now he's going to be Aston Villa's problem for $825,000, so. I'm going to be playing against him, I think, this season. Did Aston Villa get promoted or not? I'm not quite sure on that. We'll take a look at the table here pretty soon, which, as a matter of fact, we're actually going to do that now. And you can see here, I am sitting on top of the championship. I have 4 wins and 2 draws, same with Nottingham Forest and West Brom, so things are tight in the table so far. And yes, Aston Villa is still in the championship, so I will be playing against Mokoena. And take a look at some of the other teams. Yeah, you'd see the other teams that came up with me are Barnsley and Rotherham. Now, in my previous save, Portsmouth went up, but unfortunately it got saved over accidentally, so Barnsley went up instead. Which kind of sucks because I did want to play Portsmouth again, but at least I get to play Sunderland this season. And believe you me, I will be playing at some point in this season. I will be featuring that on camera as I play against Sunderland, but take a look at some of the fixtures that's happened. Oh, I forgot to show something else too. As far as the preseason tournament, I ended up winning that. I ended up simming every game. I beat Walsall 3-1 in the final. Luton Town 3-1 in the semifinals, and that's what the table looks like in the preseason tournament. I ended up getting 2 wins and a draw, which is awesome. Excuse me. Good thing is, now that I'm in the championship, I don't have to worry about the Checkatrade trophy, but now I am in the Carabao Cup. And it's round 3, and as you can see, I'm going to be playing against Swansea City, so yeah, very exciting times. That's how I was able to reach my objective already. Take a look at the fixtures that's happened. You can see I actually started off the season with 2 draws. One at the Hawthorns against West Brom, and another one at Forest City Ground against Nottingham Forest. But this Carabao Cup win against Luton Town seemed to be the catalyst of good form here. As you can see, I ended up beating Barnsley on the road, beating Reading at home, beating Cardiff at Cardiff City Stadium, beating Bury in the second round of the Carabao Cup, rather, and a 2-0 win at home against Millwall. And that pretty much takes me up to speed. And take a look at the squad here real quick before I end this video. Maxime Lamonti, I thought he was at a 77, but apparently he was at a 78. Gonzalez at a 73. Mahmoud Hamdi's already grown by 1, he's at a 78. Bushiri's already grown by 1, he's a 79. Haynes, I expect him to grow a little bit more. He's only 24 years of age, so there's room for improvement there. Regan Poole, he's grown by 1, he's a 74 now. In my previous save file, he actually demanded that he be sold, which I actually did accept an offer by Watford, but that was in the final hour of the transfer window, so I wasn't able to sell him. But as far as this time, Regan Poole is very happy at my club. As you can see, Mr. Morale is happy, and he doesn't want to be sold. Here's a player that I brought in on a pre-contract last season, Robin Bournemouth. He's at a 73 rated. He's only 24 years of age. I expect him to grow quite a bit. Malombi, when I got him, he was at an 80 rating, but he's already grown by 1. He's at an 81 rating. Karaba, rated 75. I expect him to grow throughout the season. Same with Kalora, 74 rating. Mason Cooper's already grown by 2, which is very nice. I've been giving him training, so I expect him to grow quite a bit throughout the season. Nicholas Eliasson, 72 rated. Even though I got him in a pre-contract in a crucial role, he's going to be more of a backup for me, so I'm going to try to give him as much game time as I can. Again, Netherlands is at a 68. Vedekele's at a 68. He's going to be a handy backup for me. Decker's already grown by 3 this season. He grew by 3. It grew by 2 at the end of last season, and he's grown another 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get him grown to at least a 74 or 75. Then I'm going to start training Lumanza, because I'm going to get Lumanza to at least an 80 rating by the end of the season. Jay Baker, he's almost at a 70, which is good to see. Anyes, he's grown by 1. He's at a 70 rating now, which is good to see. Dimitrius is already dropped by 1. He's at a 64, so I rejected a few offers for him, but I may end up looking to sell him, depending on what happens. Ericsson's already grown by 1. He's loans listed, but nobody took him. Same with Alexander, loan listed. Kalen Bailey is now in the 60s. Hillman, you can see Intriago. I tried to sell him, but nobody wants him, so I might have trouble moving him on. Collins, his contract's expiring, though I don't plan on renewing it, to be honest with you. Baconson's at a 66. Newfield, I did have him on loan the last 2 seasons, but I decided to keep him around for this. He's got to be my new backup left back behind Ryan Haynes. And Forbes, I do want to move him on. Same with Bennett, though. He may end up going on a pre-contract. His contract's going to be expiring 9 months. Same with Joe Day. Dan Butler, he was my former backup left back, but I do have him transfer listed. Ledbetter, he's gone down by 1. He's unhappy. His contract's expiring. I don't plan on renewing that. Keanu Marsh-Brown, he's a 70 rating, though I plan on moving him on maybe in the January transfer window. And the rest of the people here are out on loan. But yeah, unless something drastic happens, I don't plan on having a very big January transfer window, to be honest. I think this team should be good enough for automatic promotion. So, you can see my backup team there real quickly. And Anya is up to 70, so he's going to be handy backup to Gonzalez. And I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say in this video. But thank you guys so much for watching this. Hope you guys are enjoying the series. I'll be seeing you guys again next time.